Okay, fair enough. Good afternoon. My name is Ernie Tertelgte, and I am the natural living man. Many of you know that I've had a large battle going with the Montana court system in Gallatin County, Bozeman, Montana, over the all-capitalized corporate fiction, which would appear to be my name, spelled in all caps, which would then cause me to be identified as the property of Rome. You've heard me speak to the fact that I am not said property, that I am the living dirt, the living water, and the living air, which all three have the voice, and at the minute, the voice is me. It's also you. I've prepared a little statement here with some questions to try to get folks to think and talk a little more. And this is also going to double as an invitation towards the end of what I would like to say to you. Do you believe in the golden rule of law, which states that no one is above the law? And by that law we mean the Ten Commandments. Nobody's empowered to harm another. Nobody's empowered to infringe on another person's rights to survive, as long as the survivor, the forager, is not harming anybody or being detrimental to somebody else's property. Do you believe in that golden rule? That no one is above the law. Well, in Montana, our state law here, which I have right here for direct reference, mandates that every official, regardless of capacity, that holds any office, first must recite an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Montana, and that upon demand any official must produce that evidence of that oath immediately. It should be memorized. They should have it tucked in their pocket, in their wallet, somewhere on them, and any time you as a citizen, an individual, say, you know, I want to know that your office is actual, let me see that oath, let me hear you say it. That official, as far as Montana is concerned, is totally required to produce it just the instant you ask for it. If they can do it by memory, that'd be the better for them. If they have to bring it forward on a little piece of paper and read it off to you and show you the notarized evidence that this was first done in front of a notary so that it's sealed and recorded, well then that's fine too. The facts of the matter are that none of them have done this. Now I'm going to read the direct citation to you. It is found in CF 37-61-207. Again, that is CF 37-61-207. This is Montana state law. Oath. Every person on admission to office shall take an oath to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Montana, and to faithfully discharge the duties of an attorney with fidelity to the best of the person's knowledge and ability. A certificate of that oath must be endorsed upon their license and a duplicate filed with the clerk. This is from Montana Code Annotated, year 2011. As regards my case, I filed this request on the 6th of September of 2013, looking to build the discovery packet, the packet of discovery, that would give me all the information necessary to help me navigate my way through this banking mess, which they want you to think is a court action. It's a simple banking mess. Now, as of sitting right here talking to you on this screen, not one single actor, not a banker that wants you to think they're a judge, not a deputy, not the sheriff, not Marty Lambert, not Wanda Rush, not Brian Adams, not Rick West, not anybody, not not Coulter Metcalf, not Adam Pankratz, not Justin Fettus. All of them have utterly failed to observe and uphold the very oath that they took to claim the office that they're claiming. There has not been brought to my hand one shred of evidence that any of them are actual. That causes them to become imposters. Okay? The French call it an impostere. It means a fake, a fraud. They're pretending to hold office, but it's a pretense only. There is no actuality behind it. Now here's how this works. I began the requirement on this on the 6th of September 2013, and I gave them 30 days in this required response. In other words, I didn't say if you'd like or at your leisure. I said you've got 30 days and you will produce it, or it will be known that in your failure, that failure is the same thing as silence, and silence equals guilt. Your names will be gilded and perhaps even securitized, as they already have been by their employers. The fact will be that there are no sheriff, no deputy, no judges, no bankers, no lawyers, no attorneys, no Patrick C. Rileys. They're all a bunch of damn liars and have failed to produce the evidence of any of their capacities. Now, one thing I'd like to say here. There are some of the deputies that I have come to know throughout this mess here that I have great respect for, and I have seen in their faces that they have developed a respect for me. When this first kicked off in early September and I was first arrested and brought in, my manner of speech caused some of them to think that I was a mental case. However, as they watched this grow and they watched the impact that all of you have brought to this 8,600,400 hits on this type of thing as I navigate my way, has opened their eyes. I have not treated the deputies badly. I have offered to shake their hands. I've looked them in the eyes. I've never called them names. I treated them with respect first. And so it is to the deputies, the working class men in there and women, that I extend this hand of fellowship to. And I say, if you're not aware of this, then because of the Latin phrase ignorantium juris non excusat, which means ignorance of the law is no excuse, that being a double-edged sword verbally that runs both ways, then time's up, baby, and you better dig them oaths out. Likewise, it was required of them that they produce the evidence of a bond. Now, I happen to know from research that it's an insurance blanket bond. Nevertheless, the word says bond. Where's the dadgum evidence? All of them, likewise, to the all-caps person, has utterly failed to produce any evidence of anything. That makes them professional frauds, total imposters. So, in that 30 days, I got utter silence. You heard me tell Wanda Drush, then show her in my large book of information the precise location, the number of pages that I had done due diligence on face-to-face, filed it through all 3 levels of the Law and Justice Center, which is a pirate ship. It's a criminal ship having 3 decks to it. It is totally signed, sealed, and delivered, received all the way in, and you saw that Ms. Drush had no comprehension of anything that I was speaking of, which ought to tell you something about your own cases. They don't bother to look into it. They don't have a clue about what you may have filed. This keeps them deeper in their own fraudulent criminal standing, okay? They, having had 30 days to comply with state requirement, that window then closed on the 6th of October of 2013, and here I am just 8 days shy of going to trial on January 27th, 2014. Total silence is what I've had. This is why I told Rush I'm out over the abyss. I have no communique from you guys. I have nothing to work with. I'm totally on my own, as are all of you. So, this little deal I'm reading to you here today, pardon me as I get used to the location of this screen, I tried to script this in a fairly logical way so I wouldn't waste your time. I value your time and your interest in these things, and remember that, well, this all concerns you. while you all hear my voice and see my face and my old tri-horn hat and all, this is actually you. You're living this nightmarish hell with corrupt bankers just the same as I. You get to live it every time you receive a bribe from the IRS that you think is a tax refund. You get to live it every time a private pirate called a highway patrolman pulls you over on a British waterway for vessel inspection. You think you're driving down a freeway or a state highway or a city street, or you're even parked in your own driveway. Well, my good friends and fellow Americans, you're on British soil and in British water, and that's why you're under Admiralty Maritime Law, as I nail Patrick C. Riley, Esquire, an American trader, with, and you saw it filmed. And you also saw that my claim on him was never denied nor rebutted by either himself nor Drush. It stands. So this is an invitation for all of you to come to the next banking action. They're going to call it a trial, but it's a commercial activity, a commercial event, in which Rick West, who is a banker at the Law and Justice Center, is going to try to securitize the living natural man, incorporate him into a world of fiction, stealing my name. You can come down at 1:30 in the afternoon. I don't have the exact courtroom record yet, the number 1, 2, or 3. You won't miss the crowd, hopefully. Be prepared for any kind of trouble. The people here in Gallatin County, the imposteries, are scared out of their minds and they're looking for any kind of trouble. None of you that come, leave everything at home. Don't bring anything but a driver's license as evidence that you're held in duress. Don't bring pocket knives, don't bring anything, okay? Bring yourselves, bring your ears, bring your children, those that are old enough to come. This will be a living lesson. You're invited by me to come down and watch the imposter Rick West, who has produced no credentials whatsoever, stands in total violation of Montana State Constitution and 1789 United States Constitution, not the 1871 corporate, which I have, and maybe you didn't know that exists, and now you do, and maybe you ought to ask me about that sometime. Come down at 1:30, January 27th. I know it's a working Monday, but if you can break away, come down, because you need to see what they're going to try to do to me. The living man, the natural living man upon the land of the land, being dirt, simple dirt, as are all of you, simple dirt, good soil. Because, well, it's only me today, it ain't going to be much longer. Maybe tomorrow it's going to be you. Then it's going to be your family when they raid your home and take whatever they want and maybe plant stuff in your house or in your vehicles known as a vessel or on your person. And then maybe it's going to be your children, your grandchildren. Have any of you thought about the banking debacles and how the deputies and what have you, underneath the behest of the imposter Brian Gutkin, who has produced no credentials of office either, have come out and shuttered and chained various doors on behalf of fraudulent bankers? And if you happen to be one that had a family in that house that was foreclosed on, and now things have begun to go south, and then your hours got cut thanks to Obamacare, and then the state said, well, you're no longer competent. You don't provide a roof over your children. Your hours are nebulous. You don't even work full time. You cannot take care of those children, and because you registered them through the birth certificate, they are the property of the state, and so now they can swoop in and seize your children as the property of the state of Montana whenever they want. Well, that could be you. How would you like that little scenario? I guarantee you it's happening while we sit here visiting today. I want to read off a list of the names to you that are direct imposters. And I'm going to start with those at the Three Forks Pond where it all kicked off at. That would be Adam Pancratz, who claims to be a warden with the Fish and Game or Fish, Wildlife and Parks, who has never ever produced any evidence of his office, even though required to by Montana State Constitution and United States 1789 Constitution. Justin Fettis, Fish and Game Junior Warden in training. Where's the evidence of your damned office? There ain't any. You don't exist. You're a fraud and imposter, and you stand like all your others in violation of Montana State Constitution. Coulter Metcalf, who I warned do not touch me. Mr. Deputy went from being a city cop to now being deputized by another imposter named Brian Gutkin, both of whom have utterly failed to produce, mark, and seal any kind of evidence of their office, and both of whom stand in violation of Montana State Constitution, causing them to violate 1789, absolutely. Patrick C. Riley, Mr. Montana native, I'm a Bozemanite, watch me go. He bears a title of nobility immediately after his name, Patrick C. Riley, Esquire. Attorney at law, look up the word Esquire and use an encyclopedia that's 50 years old. Get yourself a lesson on this. Do a little work like I have done. Learn what an Esquire is, and then see how he's sacrificing you for his sake. Wanda Drush, Justice of the Peace. Well, pieces of what? Pieces of 8? Oh yeah, pieces of 8. A private pirate operating a courtship vessel called a privateer for the benefit of another pirate called the State of Montana, lining her pockets and theirs by raiding, robbing, pillaging, and plundering the sheep, the registered sheep of Montana. When I say registered sheep, if you got a social security number in your pocket, you're a registered sheep. Rick West. Well, Mr. Banker Extraordinaire, whose hand shook so bad on our first encounter that he could not get the papers up off of the table. I'll see you on Monday, Mr. Imposteri. You, too, have failed to produce evidence of your office. You're a fraud. Absolute fraud, and you're violating every day that goes by without you producing the evidence of your office, oath and bond. You stand in violation of Montana State Constitution, causing you then to violate the 1789 Constitution, sir. Brian Adams, another judge, a banker, in black high priest robe of death. Well, good sir, I saw the look in your eye as I spoke certain terminology to you when I told you my natural name is non-gildable. You looked at me with a look of knowledge through the other end of that little thing you call a camera, and I picked up instantly that you know I know what I'm talking about. But the next thing you did, sir, was you stole my voice. And you spoke as me and said, well then, I'll have to put in a plea for you when I never pled. I said, my natural person's name, my natural living name cannot be gilded. You cannot securitize it for the purpose of global Wall Street sales, like the title of a fictitious novel. Neither have you produced, sir. Likewise, with all the crew on your pirate ship, you, sir, stand accused of violation of Montana State Constitution, forcing you then to violate the 1789 Constitution as well. Jennifer Brandon, Chief Clerk of Court. I named you, appointed and assigned you as a trustee for the all-caps fictional corporate trust, Ernie Wayne Tertelgte, which is not me. I know how to spell my name, how to collocate it. I named you, appointed you, you're assigned, this is received, it is documented, and none of you damn judges have ever looked through any of this crap. You have no idea. The blank looks on your faces as I dealt with you one by one showed me you know nothing of what you're doing. Not only are you imposters, you're completely ignorant imposters. You better get a lesson. Marty Lambert. Where's the evidence of your office? Huh? Mr. Stand in violation as well and help others navigate to ruin. Oh yeah, I know all about you, Mr. Advocate. Ate is the Greek goddess of ruin. Voc goes to the word voice, and AD stands for in the direction of. A voice in the direction of ruin. Well, maybe I'll see you on Monday. Now you know why I never hire a lawyer attorney, no matter what. They are an advocate. Their voice is in the direction of ruin. Oh yeah, the court says we can't hear you. You don't know how to speak banking terminology called legalese. We can only hear a lawyer attorney. Well, if you hire one of them, I guarantee your own sacrifice. Never hire a voice of reason to the court. It's guaranteed a voice of ruin to you. Lately, Gallatin County, which has 75 deputies on its force, has felt the need to drag in deputies from Marr County, Park County, Sweetgrass County. The last trial, the non-trial, you all watched me be arrested out of when I stood for the memory of those that fought and died for the 1789 Constitution. Well, they had deputies from other counties in there. None of those deputies have produced any evidence of their office as well. I want to reiterate what I said in the get-go. There are good people on the inside. There are honorable men and women who, when presented with the truth, will cease their pirating. I have to give them the chance. I have to put the hand of fellowship out to you first. It's up to you what you do with it. The last time I did this, 3 of you flatly refused, and the 4th one, with honor and some joy in his voice, took my hand, shook it well, and said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you for the good words you bring." I would ask you, consider my words well. Look around you at the condition of the county. Expand it to the condition of the state. Expand your horizons to the condition of America, the nation at large. Look at the world then. Think about what it is you're upholding, what you claim that you're willing to lay your lives down in defense of. It's a vampirical system, and it's drained the people of everything. How long do you think this can go on before there's a backlash? Truth will not be repressed or suppressed forever. Darkness will not forever hold back the light of day, and neither will the claims of admiralty maritime law hold back the word Yebish in Genesis 1 verse 6, the dry land, the dirt, the soil, the good people of the earth. Well, the water claims, the laws of the sea, and the claims of the British accredited registry known as the Bar, Mr. Patrick C. Riley, you traitor. Well, you won't be able to hold the people back. Their time is a-coming, and all of you have, well, you're drawing the line. You're drawing the line, and I sure wish you'd erase it. My goal in all of this has been to cause the people to talk, everyone who had an ear and a voice to listen and to begin communication. And as I said before, 8.5 million people, it's pretty good evidence. So as I have read this and spoken these words to your heart today, remember that while today it's me, tomorrow it's you. Are you going to be the one in the chains, headed for the British gallows, like in the movie of the Pirates of the Caribbean? World's End, is that you? IRS shackles you and heads you off for execution, prosecutorises to be executed in your own skin? Or will you too take up that trumpet call of freedom? Will you draw the line and say, no more? No more fraud. You'll not rob my children. You will not enslave us. You will not call us animals. You will not register us like livestock. We are not your property. We will not allow you to securitize us and sell us on Wall Street like fictitious titles of novels. We are documentaries, and we live our lives. We write them in the sands of time, second by second. Think about these things, and if you can, come down Monday, January 27th, 1:30 p.m. Might come a little early. Could be a good crowd that day. And come prepared with an open mind. All of you that listen to this that are good people, I love you. I stand for the people of the United States and the people of the world at large who are under severe persecution by the criminal banking cabal. With that, I'm going to let it go. Thank you to those who have helped me to put this little blip out today. God willing, as time permits, perhaps you'll hear more from me. Try to keep it in 15-minute increments. There's much to consider, much to know, much to think about. And with that, I'm going to let you go.